Hello there, this is a video on how to operate the new Spur Inbox. Now, the Spur Inbox is where your team finds customer conversations, they can reply across selected channels, and they can manage who or what is responsible for the next response. In this guide, we'll go through the entire inbox and then we'll handle one customer conversation from start to finish. Now, there are two ways to get to the inbox. One is here, when you press this inbox button, you get to this screen where all your chats are. There's also another way where you can jump straight to a conversation using the view conversation button elsewhere in Spur. Let's say you're checking your AI agent analytics. What you will do is click on this button that is tagged view conversation. You tap on it and it takes you to that conversation that the AI agent handles. You can also find chats with a specific number by going to spur.chat / their phone number. It will ask you which channel you want to open this chat with. Let's say I want to go with this number. And here's the chat. We have divided Spur Inbox into multiple sections. This entire thing on the left, is called the filter pane. It chooses the queue of the conversations that you're about to see in the conversations pane. This will list all the matching conversation. This center here shows the selected conversation and the response panel. The customer pane on the extreme right gives you the ownership controls and the customer context. Use the filter pane here to decide which conversations you want to work on. All conversations shows every owner. My inbox shows conversations assigned to you. Team opens another user or team's queue. So if you select a team, you will see the chats being handled by all the users combined in that particular team. You can also down below choose to see and filter with only the chats of a particular user on your workspace. So I go here and I'll see these chats assigned to this user. Now, AI agent shows the conversations assigned to an AI agent, while unassigned shows the conversations with no owner. On a channel with an AI agent, the agent acts as the fallback, so it replaces unassigned. You can narrow this further by choosing a specific channel, choosing a specific read state. You can choose the ticket status here. And you can also sort by newest or oldest. You can also save combinations you use often as filter views. Let's say I wanted to save this view that I've just constructed. I'll click on this. And I'll name it something like all conversations from Sim 1. Once you click on the check button, it will save the view there. You can also rename that filtered view and delete that filtered view if you want to. Selecting a saved view applies it. Selecting it again clears it. And the 3 dots menu lets you rename or delete the view with a short undo option after deletion. The conversation pane here lists everything that matches your filters. Okay. Each row shows the contact, the channel where this conversation is happening. Like here, it shows WhatsApp, and the first WhatsApp number connected to this workspace is there as a badge next to the thumbnail or the initials of the person who we are talking to. You can also see the latest activity here that has happened in that chat. Message ticks here, they work the same way that they do in regular WhatsApp, and unread conversations show a highlighted unread count. Opening a conversation marks it as read, and you can right click to mark it as unread again. You can pin important conversations to the top. Unsent replies get saved as drafts and also stay near the top below the pinned conversations. Pins and drafts are stored in your current browser, so they won't sync to your teammates or other devices where you might log in as the same user. You can use search to find the conversation by contact details or message content. So if I wanted to look for the word lead, every conversation where I have had the word lead will show up here. And if there was a contact, let's say with this name, it would show up. We can also select multiple conversations and take bulk actions on those. We can close the conversation, mark it as read, mark it as unread, assign to a specific team member or a specific team. We can also unassign it, and if the AI agent is connected to the channel that we are taking these bulk actions for, it will now be handled by the AI since that is the fallback. Selecting a conversation loads its complete history for that channel. Incoming and outgoing messages are visually distinct, while the internal notes can be added and they appear in yellow, like this. When someone replies to a particular message, you can click the quoted preview to jump to the original. It leads us back here. Spur also identifies whether an outgoing message came from a teammate or through a workflow. It will tell you sent by workflow, or if it came as a response by an AI agent on your account. Or if it came as an AI reply from your end to the customer. The header here shows the contact and the ticket status. From here, you can open or close a ticket. It also allows you to access more contact and conversations actions. Or you can also click on deselect conversation to clear the current selection. For a normal reply, you can type your message like this and press enter to send it. You can also use shift plus enter for a new line. Spur also warns you when the customer service window is closing or when a normal reply cannot be sent. Now, what is a magic message? Magic message is a utility template that we get sent for approval for every WhatsApp number connected to Spur. It is a utility template with a header of an image where an image can be inserted. Now, let's say I want to respond to this customer, but the conversation window of 24 hours on WhatsApp is long closed. What I will do is I will type my message, and since the window is closed, magic message will be acting here, and it would convert the message I typed into an image like this so that your message can get across to the person without you having to do any calls per se to that person. Magic message will only act when the 24-hour window is closed for that customer if you have received a regular message from them. And it counts from the point where you received the message. So if this is August 20th at 5:44 p.m., when I try to contact this person today at August 22, much later than 24 hours from this point, my message was converted to a magic message. Now, if this same person had reached out to me after clicking on a CTWA ad, that would, however, give me 72 hours to respond to this customer without triggering magic message. So magic message will only show up in that case after 72 hours instead of the usual 24. And it allows you, just how you would use quick replies on WhatsApp business app, to have shorthands for certain messages. I could click, I could create, I could create a new quick reply. I could name it something like this. and then I can reference it by using a backslash and clicking on that quick reply that shows up. It also will tell you when the reply is inserted. Or if you'd like to undo that, you could also just do that. Now this is send template, where you can search for an active template on WhatsApp. You can fill the static values here. You can upload the image that the header requires. Once you're done, you can send it. You can also send products in product messages to customers when you have a catalog connected to the channel that you're trying to do this messaging on. You click on send products. It shows you the products that are in your Shopify catalog connected to this WhatsApp number, for example, and then you can send the product through. You can also choose to run a workflow for your contacts. You click on this, you select an eligible workflow. That message now has been sent by the workflow because I triggered the workflow and it had a message to be sent immediately after being triggered. And that message is here. Moving on, you can also include emojis in your responses. You can also attach files where WhatsApp permits that within certain size limits. You can also send voice notes through Spur as well. But you can also switch to note to add an internal note that only your team can see. It can be used for handoffs or context tied to this point of the conversation. For contacts available through multiple WhatsApp numbers, you can use this channel selector to choose where to send this message that you're typing from. All the message history and the templates and the conversation window status remains separate for each channel. Replies will, however, remain available across the entire workspace, and you can use them in whichever channel you want. Now, this is the customer pane, which brings ownership controls and customer context into the conversation. At the top, you can view or change the assigned user, team, or AI agent. The automation toggle here temporarily pauses workflows for this contact on this specific channel. It starts with a timer that you can extend. Spur also pauses the automation when you have just replied to the customer or if you have just sent a template to the customer. This helps in preventing an automation from interrupting a human conversation. On WhatsApp, the marketing opt-in toggle updates the contact's marketing preferences across your connected WhatsApp channels. You can add or remove the tags that you have placed on certain contacts. You can also create your own tags. If you search for one that does not exist, you will get the option to create it, and then you can add it. The contact note stores durable context for the customer and can be read by a deployed agent. Now, this is information that your team can view about this contact, or the AI can know it. So if the customer mentions needing a refund, the AI bot would know that they were promised one. This is different from internal notes, where the context belongs to a particular point in the conversation. And you can also see who wrote that particular note there. Custom fields here show customers' data in a structured manner. You can edit the values here. You can also copy them. You can toggle Boolean fields, and you can also pin the fields that you need or want on top. And these display preferences stay in the current browser. They don't sync from user to user or from device to device. Now, at the bottom, we have the ability to see the recent activity. It shows events such as workflow runs, AI actions that were took, marketing changes. You can track the clicked links. You can see the orders that a person might have made on your store. And this option here controls whether those events also appear in the conversation timeline. Up there is the Shopify profile tab, which shows the linked customer, their contact details, their order count, their spend on your Shopify store, their Shopify tags, and their orders that they might have placed. You can open the source records also in Shopify by clicking on View Shopify. You can also unlink the current customer's Shopify contact from the contact that you have on Spur with this button. So here's the full workflow. You find the right conversation with a saved view, or you use a filter, or you can just simply search. You can read the recent history of the chat, the customer context through notes. You can confirm the owner of the chat and whether an automation should stay active. You can choose the right response, as in a normal message or a magic message, a product message, some type of media that you can attach as a file, a voice note, a template, or a workflow. And you can add an internal note if your team needs context. Then you can close the ticket when the current issue is resolved, or you can leave it open and assigned when a next step is still remaining from your end. In short, you will find, you'll understand, you'll own, you'll respond, and you will resolve. That's the Spur Inbox. The filter pane chooses your queue. The conversations pane organizes the work. The center helps you understand and respond. And the customer pane gives you ownership and customer context.